Hello, SpeedGaming viewers, and welcome to another Link to the Past Randomizer Spoiler Open Tournament 2022 match. This is a winner's bracket round 1 match. We've got Telethar on the left and Humbugh on the right, and we're going to be getting going momentarily. I'm Adler, and with me in the booth today is the one and only Jay Coper. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm excited to come a spoiler log match, and I'm awake for some reason. So, yeah, let's do it. I've looked at a lot of these spoiler logs. Haven't watched a ton of the restreams of them, but it's always really impressive to see how people can route these. And we're starting off with differences. That's fun. Telethar getting the money out of Link's house, and Humbugh is starting from Sanctuary.
Yeah, immediate 300 in house is really nice because chances are you might need to buy some bombs or something depending how accessible the bomb packs are. And resources tend to be pretty tight in the spoiler because you're not picking up a lot of extra chests. You're just kind of getting what exactly you need. Telethar is going right for the hammer and Uncle Chest and is out of there.
Yep, and we see Humbugh picking up the flute at the mushroom spot. Obviously going to head to CAC from here and get it activated. There's a little trick here that I'm not quite sure how he's going to deal with it, but we'll see in a second.
Telethar's got but the guards are in the bomb pack, so there you go. Telethar just got a bomb drop, and that actually kind of sets him.
Oh yeah, yep, that is that's good for him. If he looked at that bomb pack, I don't think that's in the spoiler log yet.
No, the log does not tell you about drops off of enemies, so that was a complete lucky bomb drop.
I think that was discussed in the suggestions recently.
I wouldn't hate it.
Yeah,
it'd be nice.
There's so much to review in the 15 minutes of looking at the spoiler log that it's hard to consider what enemies are dropping what at the same time.
Yeah, so Humbugh's got his flute activated, and we are going right back to house just to pick up that 300, and perhaps back to 3. Let's see, I'm going to pick up the hammer first. So yeah, with that 300, you can just go buy a bomb pack if none are easily accessible.
Right. By the way, I approve of Telethar blowing the unactivated flute at least once.
Yeah. You got a little noisemaker, you may as well use it.
Anything that makes a buzz is also good.
Yeah. Humbugh's also gonna get that bomb drop there.
Yep. And,
which will help for going into Cackwell and spending precisely one bomb.
We're gonna see pretty quickly why we wanted this bomb.
Yeah, our Cackwell's pretty nice here, actually. We got half magic in the bottom. There's our mirror in the back. There's more to come here, actually. There's some good stuff. We got a heart. We love hearts, and that's it. Hearts to be pretty precious in spoiler because you're not opening a bunch of extra chests, so you're not getting a bunch of instant heart pieces. You will be on low health in spoiler, just always. Telethar's a little bit ahead getting into the floodgate chest. A nice heart there, easily accessible. I love when those are just on the route. You can pick them up because you don't have to. They're just nice when you can just get them. And here's our first club as our flooded treasure.
Yeah. So Humbugh buying bombs, Telethar choosing not to. And
going for the 50-50 bomb there. Didn't get it.
Yeah.
But I mean, he did see that the guards are in the bomb pack, and there are castle guards all over the game, everywhere. So shouldn't be hard in theory to find that one. Or you'll just go for the lake shop. That works too.
Yeah, I feel like if you've got a flute, the CAC shop is clearly faster. It's on the same screen as the flute spot.
I think he was just hoping for the 50-50 at house, just not have to buy them, but
yeah,
give that like one shot.
That's fair.
I guess if you're going for that, you can give a couple shots. You can walk in and out of house repeatedly and try that.
Perhaps. I feel like I remember seeing a match between Hyun and someone where trying repeatedly for the 50-50 bomb was partially a deciding factor in the race.
And there's our second glove in the back of escape.
Yep, you
Locked
gotta
by
love those black gloves.
Locked by the first logically, yep. I wonder if that's hard lock. Where's the castle key? I didn't look. The castle small. Oh, the castle small is in the back, so yeah.
Yep.
But regardless, that's the easiest way to get it anyway, even if the key was in the front. Humbugh also going for that coin flip bomb. He's got 9. He's just, hoping for 10. Sometimes you just want a full stock of bombs. And they are both on the mountain.
Yeah, I think that the going for the 50-50 bomb is slightly questionable just because of where they're heading right now. They probably want more than just the one bomb. So
yeah, I mean they both have 9, so they're not worried about their bomb quantity.
Yeah, I'm just saying like the approach of going for the 50-50 before settling on buying them. I don't know if I would have done that just based on the fact that we're going to be needing those bombs in a second.
Yeah. We definitely need at least 2. I mean, with one bomb, though, you could actually just use the paradox shop. As long as you have 1 to open it, you can get more there, but yeah.
Yeah, but that's no faster, so...
Definitely not. Speaking of paradox shop, guess where we're going? Not to paradox shop, we're just going to paradox cave. Yeah, Telethar, you can go in the... Yeah, you have a mirror. Yeah, just go in. There you go.
Apparently nothing in the bottom.
And Humbugh give us a very momentary view of on top. We saw a hint of a sword on the floating island. Look forward to that later, perhaps. There's our Moon Pearl Paradox, another 300 right next to it. And a powder. Very nice.
Speaking of things that powder can do, the thing that we're skipping in the bottom is the bug net.
No bug net today. Powder's a very nice safety item to have. Not going to say no to that little high five coming in and out of Paradox. And Telethar is next, going to flute back to 3.
I have to imagine Humbugh is planning on getting that sword immediately after...
He's set up for it, yeah.
This pearl.
Use the TR portal and drop the portal out, the mirror portal outside. So this is most likely a setup for the... Maybe just do that now.
Yeah, I don't know that
so
that's
is this okay? I mean,
using the bottom portal, but good enough. Is there anything in? Oh, there is a bottle in Super Bunny Cave, so they could have walked through that and picked that up, but not sure.
Potentially, yeah. Telethar's now in Village of Outcast. We've got a Samarian C-shaped house. We're gonna need that for later. As you can see, we have a required Misery Mire crystal. Like being careful with these dead rocks. Down to 2 hearts. You don't want to tangle with one of them, get stuck on one of them, and get multi-combo killed. Telethar, yes, you do indeed have a noisemaker. Thank you. And Telethar's going right for the Smith turn in here. We've got both gloves and mitts, or both gloves and mirror. I mean, so this is a very, very quick grab. We're going to see something important here in a few seconds. If these artists go for something, it's important. In spoiler, they're not going to grab frivolous things. So anything they're doing is very intentional. Ooh, look, a vanilla sword.
This MSU that Telethar is using, very relaxing and soothing. I can't say I've heard anyone use an MSU like it before.
Oh yeah, this is the Hollow Knight MSU specifically. Hollow Knight has great music. And then the Humbugh grabbing that sword off a floating island, up to 1 sword each. Yeah, Hollow Knight has like a good mix of kind of musical moods, depending on what you're doing. Like some of the combat music can be like really intense and exciting, and then a lot of the other music is kind of like atmospheric and chill.
So They're
Both
kind
hit
of
him for
even in a
height.
way, both with one sword in hand, though Telethar does have that cane. And
There's our second sword and hype, along with a bow and a free armor. We take those. We take those in spoiler.
pretty good awareness there to not bother picking up that one chest, which presumably has nothing we want. Oh, $50. Yeah, not the worst thing in the world, but also probably not necessary when we've already got 500 rupees in hand, and we're not going to Zora. Spoilers.
Yeah, we do have a flute. We might end up having a free bottle or two later for quick refills at potion shop. But yeah, yeah, that's a thing of spoilers. Sometimes it's you're trying to save seconds as much as you can, and dodging chests you don't need to open can be very important.
Now this is interesting. Humbugh going to Eastern / Pod from the Dark World, whereas Telethar is just going from the Light World.
Yeah.
I
Curious
wonder,
why he didn't do the Pod Eastern setup.
Yeah, that seems like a huge difference in time. You know, if something is required in this chest, I wonder if Telethar... Nope, it's just a big key. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I'll have to see how this shakes out. I mean, we know where the items are. I mean, I know where the items are. I looked at everything ahead of time, but it's kind of like, thoughts of how they're routing this. We're not going to spoil anything, of course. We'll wait and see what happens. There's certainly a couple options you can take in this seed, depending on how comfortable you are with specific dungeons. There's your fire rod in Eastern.
Yeah, they're probably gonna need that.
So yeah, Humbugh set up for that with the mirror from Pod, and is just gonna do Eastern first, get fire rod, and then go into Pod. Yeah, because I mean, you could just take that route from Telethar's side, just set up for it, and then mirror back to Pod and go for it. Because with fire rod, the turtle basement really isn't bad.
Right.
Maybe waiting for boots, potentially, maybe, yeah. Who knows? We'll have to just see when Telethar does Pod later.
I'm wondering if they'll consider skipping the lamp. Probably not. But especially it was Humbugh that came in from the Dark World, right? Yeah. Since he's
Humbugh's
going to be doing Pod in a second here. I would think that he's going to be highly tempted to skip the lamp, but
one extra error from Telethar, missed the quick kill. Yeah, just missed it.
Unfortunately.
Bomb pack, nice. And our first crystal. Yeah, now we'll see where Telethar actually goes, as well kind of maybe clue us in onto what his routing thinking is here.
Yeah, I agree that boots and lamp could potentially save time in Pod, but I don't think they save as much time as the
going to
walk
8
back to Pod takes.
Setting up for a fake flipper, we're looking at Ice Palace here, most likely. Considering you just picked intentionally went to Eastern early before Pod to go to the Fire Rod. Hey, we're going into Ice. Well, dear viewers, what's in Greenpin and Ice Palace today?
Maybe it's just on the green pen.
Wouldn't that be a hoot? Coming here to fight Victorious with like 5 hearts, blue, Master Sword. Not Victorious, Argus. Not Argus, Cold Stare. I got the boss eventually.
Yeah. We do have everything we need to finish this dungeon, so...
Through that, and we have Samari to make it fast. Skipping the Pengator chest, or the Compass chest, whatever you want to call it. And yes, a Humbug's just going straight into Pod here. Definitely comfy with just using the Fire Rod to light up what you need.
Oh, I see something of interest in Pod. I don't know if it's required. I don't think it is.
I haven't seen any reason to think it's required. Unless there's some huge brain route I'm not aware of, but I don't think so. Considering we have everything we need elsewise for that. Telethar will grabs the bonus key from under the block, of course. Even when you're doing spoiler routing ice with Icebreaker, you still want to grab that key just because it's a need it. It's helpful. They get the freeze ore chest. It's a hook shot, and we're out of here. What's one pendant dungeon required? At least to dip into it to get an item. Alright, Telethar next is going to head up to 1, going back up the mountain. Going to take that hook shot and go do some stuff with it.
Looks like we got a vanilla big key and pod, huh?
As you do.
A little unfortunate for key routing. Makes
Yeah.
it just a little bit longer, but still a pretty fast pod considering you don't have to go back.
Yeah, if pod's empty, you can just kind of get a couple of keys from the front and find your big key, and then you're pretty much good to go.
So we went into Pendant Ice and got our hook shot, and now we're going to another Pendant Dungeon, perhaps?
Telethar is headed now for to use the TR portal. And we do have a Quake medallion, and we do know that TR is the Quake entry. And Telethar does have a Samaria. Looks like we're opening up TR. And humbugh is now in the back of pod, heading down to fight the Hilmassar in a little bit here.
Yeah, we'll have to see how humbugh handles these dark rooms and how much time the lamp may have saved him.
Yeah. I think he'll be fine.
I think so too.
Fire Rod's pretty good for the hard part.
Right. He's done this 100 times at least.
Oh yeah. So we're having to go into Pendant TR. You gotta hope that whatever we need is pretty shallow, because TR is a pretty linear dungeon. Having to hunt down keys to get deeper into it can be real time consumption. Being really careful with these rollers. Oh, yep.
Not
Right
terrible
hit
enough,
there.
apparently.
Didn't quite get through the hook shot there.
Yeah. He's got powder. He's fine.
Yeah, that's true. I was saying you can take a health reset there, but then there's going to be an anti-fairy on not too long from now you can use. And here comes Hilmassar. Humbugh holding the sword out to extend the hammer hitbox and generates a little bit of lag. You can kind of actually just slow this fight down a little bit, make it more comfy.
Yeah. This is a little tight with only 5 hearts. He does have blue mail.
Yeah.
Taking out the bow. Oh, he doesn't. That's interesting that he didn't keep the sword out. Oh, it takes him down just barely before the fireball comes out to get him.
Okay, we're through Chomps. That's fine. Chomps is always a scary room.
And humbugh got the. Oh no! That's
down the stairs too late or too early, depending on how you view it. Ugh.
Right. Yeah. Too late for the fast way. That's for sure.
Yeah, the fast way being like if you don't hold if you hold a diagonal direction there, you actually don't beat the anti-fairy. You have to go straight right and then straight down the stairs, and you'll just barely make it. But all right, humbugh is out of Pod Eastern and it's going to head back to Kakariko, probably go for Village. Do have a crystal at Thieves, and that is a clearable dungeon.
Yeah, I think the more important thing might be that cane that he doesn't have yet.
Yeah. Samaria and C-shaped house is pretty important. You might just put up Thieves until later if there's nothing in there and you can do it faster with boots.
Right.
Assuming boots are, accessible.
Right. I mean, pretty bold to assume that boots aren't in GT.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like he's going to go ahead and do Thieves Town right now, which is an interesting choice. Humbugh, so far, though, has been really big on combining things that are in the same area with the Pod Eastern play and doing this while he's here. I don't feel as strongly about this one, but maybe I should. I'm not sure. I feel like boots save a lot of time in Thieves Town.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of straight lines in Thieves. Telethar has acquired the flippers and the lava chest on Turtle Rock. That's 2 pendant dungeon dives required. And we are out of TR. So if you're saying boots and TR, nope, not there. We're going to have to look for them somewhere else.
I have a feeling that they could probably guess what's happening at this point. But I don't think that anyone would guess it exactly right. Unless they looked at the spoiler log.
Well,
this is very much like a spoiler log race. This is, I mean, it's so much like a spoiler log race that it's exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, we got Telethar heading for Swamp Palace now. Has all the tools, having acquired the flippers out of TR. We're headed there next.
Yeah, so for those who are unaware, what SpeedGaming is doing for the online event for A Link to the Past randomizer this year is a spoiler log tournament. There were a series of qualifiers, and now there's a single elimination bracket happening. Spoiler log is nice because there's not as much concern with having to prevent any sort of well, cheating, to put it frankly, I guess.
Yeah, spoilers are cool mode because they in fact actually like stream sniping is like allowed in spoiler because you both have the exact same information. Yeah, the racers in a spoiler race are allowed to watch each other. They're even allowed to like watch the restream, and sometimes you'll see them goofing off like in the restream chat. We've had some great antics in previous spoiler events.
I didn't even know that was allowed. I could see it either way, but it's probably best to just allow it and not have to worry about whether people are.
There's a fantastic clip from Spoiler 2020 of Kern doing a great little joke of in the restream chat. He was in GT or entering GT's like highlight of my career coming up, and then he does this really goofy route in GT of that involved opening the middle door between Hope and the left room. It was really funny. Also, we've got a lamp in the Thieves big chest. Humbugh has opted to grab it.
Yeah, there's that lamp that I was talking about. Would they consider skipping it? Because, you know, it's pretty much on the way, but that is easily the least on the way chesty in Thieves Town for the, well, usually, unless I guess you don't have to go to the bottom right room of the start, perhaps.
Yeah. We have our second bow in the compass room in Swamp, so both the bows are pretty free. You love to see it. And we are headed to the back.
To walk around that square without the boots is the biggest obstacle to getting silvers. I think that they'll take the silvers.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Way worth the time to get them. Flutter room has a mushroom.
Yeah, very nice. Really nice diver down there by Telethar picking up the block. Look, I don't think I've really seen a smoother one than that, honestly.
That was really good, yeah. Telethar's picked up the mushroom. What do you think that's going to turn into, chat? Speculate now.
Mushrooms usually don't turn into things, right? Like, I mean, that they...
Depends on the kind of mushroom. Have a little nibble of it and see what it turns into, yeah?
Perhaps. Maybe it'll make Link twice as tall.
Oh yeah, because chat's asking about it. Yeah, so spoiler log, yeah, just to reiterate, they get 15 minutes of study before they actually start the race. So like on the hour, they get the log that's given to them, and then they get a 15-minute study period, and at 15, then they actually start racing. They're given the C right away, so they have that loaded ready to go, but they don't start moving in the game until 15 minutes after the hour. And then, of course, they can keep the log open. It's probably a good idea to keep the log open because you can't memorize everything. Humbugh's got his third... actually, that would be the vanilla sword, the temperance off the smiths. Yeah, it's good to keep the log open so you can like take a glance at dungeons when you're going through them to see where keys are, just to route your keys correctly, stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. During the spoiler pre-period, the study period, you focus on routing out all your items, and then once you finally get into the dungeons later, you look at the keys. Because that 15 minutes can sometimes seem like a long time, but it can go by pretty quickly.
It goes really fast, yeah. 15 minutes is just like, it's just enough to throw like a good route together, and then you're still doing a lot of thinking as you're going through it. Telethar's opted to pick up the another visible sword on Lake Hylia Island, just routing the Nether Swamp, so...
Yeah,
we'll have...
all 4 swords in the seed. Pretty free, really.
Yeah. One in Lake Hylia Island, Floating Island, and on the Smith, so they're really not bad to access. It's pretty easy to get tempered in this one and be good to go. Tempered and silver's like you're golden. Not literally golden, but hey, look, boots on mushroom.
Well, Telethar certainly first to boots, but Humbugh has 2 additional dungeons already complete.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how much of a difference having boots faster will make. This routing difference. I mean, Telethar does get to now run through the whole pod maze and all that. So we will see. This routing difference. I mean, oftentimes there's pretty much just kind of like a optimal route that it's easy to find in spoiler, and it's just a matter of who executes it better. But this one's had a significant amount of divergence with Telethar kind of just like chasing getting the boots earlier. So we'll see.
That's true. I don't really see a reason not to do Thieves Town first and grab the lamp, unless he's just not planning on getting the lamp. But in Telthar's case, I would think the lamp is more attractive because he doesn't already have a pod done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean it is in the TT big chest. That's a bit of a time consumption to get it. It's a pretty easy skip when you've already got the fire rod and you're comfy with dark rooms.
Yeah, but I don't know. They do have to do Mire too, and Mire basement on 5 hearts could be a little dicey. They don't exactly have any invincibility items or anything right now. Not even a bottle so far.
Yeah, no bottles.
There was one along the way that Telethar could have picked up so far. There's another one kind of out of the way. Oh, sorry, I misread that.
Yeah, they're not like amazingly accessible. They're all kind of like enough out of the way that you might not opt for them.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, they're close enough where if they were swords, they definitely would almost certainly be getting them. Although in this scene with how free the swords are, I don't know. But
yeah,
yeah, if they're bottles, yeah, I don't know. But going through this whole seed, there's not a ton of safeties other than that powder and the blue mail. So we'll have to see how this plays out as we get into the later sections.
Yeah, we've got blue armor's nice, and 5 hearts so far is okay. Presumably there are a couple more hearts that are on the route somewhere we can just get. Humbugh has gotten his small key from the right side from the roller room and is now headed down. Telethar kind of grabbed the big key on instinct, but Humbugh has said, I don't need that big key. I'm going to save myself the time of opening it.
That's a really good awareness there, for sure. Humbugh can certainly save a little time here by not dying, basically.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Deaths in spoiler tend to be pretty costly because you do not have really much time to spare. Assuming your opponent is on a very similar execution level as you, you're fighting for every second you can get. If you die deep in a dungeon or like a boss attempt or something, that can be easily like a couple minutes you do not want to lose. Telethar does have silvers for Helmasar, so this is going to make this fight a little bit faster.
Yeah, except for that obnoxious menu that he just did. But
the menu to get to it, yeah. Okay, and that puts us 3 crystals each so far. Humbug's got his flipper from TR Lava Chest, is out of here. Probably going to take the same route down to Swamp now.
I would imagine. I wouldn't think that he's going to be picking up that sword on Floating Island afterwards, but...
Let's see where... Yeah, probably not. Gold over tempered is not a really big difference. Oh wait, Humbugh already got the Floating Island sword, that's right. Telethar was the one who didn't do that. That was the difference. Telethar is going into Bonk Rocks. We got something important here locked behind the boots. It is the Ether Medallion for Meyer. We're going to need that, yep.
Yeah, vanilla medallion requirements today.
Because those boots are indeed hard required. I think Telethar is going to opt to go do Thieves Town first. Point, just kind of like pick whichever dungeon you want to go to, you're fluting to them, so the time cost is really no difference.
Yeah, unless he was going to pick up that lamp here, in which case we have some questions.
Yeah. I mean, if he decide you really want it for Meyer Basement, potentially, it's not that much time to get to it. I mean, it's a little bit of time, but if you're not super comfy with Meyer Basement, then you might just grab it for safety, consistency.
They've pretty much got all of the items they're gonna pick up at this point, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, the joke is, of course, you're always in go mode and spoiler, but yeah, there's really nothing left to get here. So
it's just a matter of if they're going to pick up any additional safeties, really.
Yeah, you're always looking to see if there are any free hearts along the way. Heart containers are great to find. Any, like the other armor would be great. You got your half magic and powder, so those are really nice finds. You wouldn't say no to like a cape. Having a cape for getting through, like, I mean, just fighting Ganon, a cape can be really helpful. That is the Quake Medallion being used. I guess that worked. That was cool.
Yeah, I don't think that menu to the hammer saved time on that pod. I don't think the menu to the hammer even saves time on the pod. Like, even if he was prepared for it. If it does, it's not more than a couple frames. So.
Humbug's got his second bow out of Swamp, and we are now headed to the back. There's nothing really much going in the Swamp. Just get your bow and your mushroom and go kill the boss.
Yeah, there is a bottle at the map chest, so if they wanted to use a bomb, they could open the first wall and get a green potion out there.
Like, opened the wrong chest first, got a heart piece, and he had to kind of just laugh at himself. He saw his face. He was like, ah, man, wrong chest.
I mean, heart pieces are nice, though. Especially, you could get a refill, maybe in GT.
Potentially, yeah, if you run them in.
But they do have powder, so it's not a huge deal.
Yeah. Telethar did grab the key there, so it looks like he's planning on getting the lamp, yeah. Just deeming it worth the time to grab what it'll make for making, like, Meyer Basement more comfortable.
Yeah, it must have been an impromptu decision or something, or just not something that he entirely planned out.
That might be a thing where you see where it is early and you're thinking, all right, do I actually get that? You don't hard commit to it by any means. You're weighing your option. based on how you feel throughout your route. You could also be weighing it based on whether you see your opponent do it, where you see you're at versus your opponent. Because like remember, you can know where your opponent is at any given time. You're allowed to know that. Spoiler. So you can make on the fly decisions based on whether if you know you're ahead. And you can take a little bit of time to get an additional safety that might just prevent you from losing time later. Like that's a decision you can make on the fly.
Yeah, hard to say who's ahead here though. With these very divergent routes.
Yeah, I mean we're 4 crystals each, so like theoretically we're and they're at the same 4 crystals, so like I guess technically right now you could say Humbug is very slightly behind, like not much. You got to get your boots here and then your medallion. Like there's not much of a time difference here.
Yeah, it does seem like Telethar's route has been a little faster at this point because, you know, with everything, he's already in the mire area and he had that death in Turtle Rock. So as far as execution, he's lost more for sure. But the boots first route has won out over the comboing things together part.
Yeah. Oh. Bird toss. You gonna do it?
And I don't know that he wants to be spending that time. This is kind of for money and stuff. So
I mean, I understand. It's like a couple seconds, but I understand. This is a tournament where you're very tight on time. You want to save every second you can get. Yeah, I understand. Very good Mire 2 from Telethar.
Yeah, and really good RNG there as far as the enemy movement, making it especially fast.
Yeah, chat pointing it out. Humbug did make use of the Flute 8 Whirlpool, which if you're going to like Bonk Rocks or Lumberjack, it's actually like the fastest way to get there. No bird toss. Understandable. So at this point, we're pretty much conversion. Like, we're going to be converged for the rest of the seed. Like, there's really no, like, decisions to make here. Because after Mire, you've got Desert and Hera for your last 2 dungeons. And those are going to be complete Gummo dungeons. So we're gonna mirror to Desert after Mire. And then Hera will be our last dungeon. We'll climb Mountain. Do that before GT. So... it is pure execution at this point. Maybe whether they pick up any additional hearts or whatever along the way if they're in the convenient path. But yeah, this is the rest of the route.
Yeah, just noticing that Humbug's Mire 2 was almost identical to Telethar. He may have attacked things in a different order, but I think pretty much the same time-wise.
Yeah, sometimes you have to adjust to where the popos go, because they are very random. But yeah, they both look very good in their Mire 2s. It is not an easy room to get to looking really smooth. It does take some practice. Oh, Humbug misreading his chest, opening a bomb pack out of the lobby.
Yeah, that doesn't feel good.
It can cost a bit of time. You're trying to save every second you can get.
It can be difficult to read the spoiler log because sometimes you have to remember where the maps are and where the compasses are in vanilla, and if you've played a lot of rando, those things are always moved around.
Yeah, the map and compass chest in particular in some dungeons, you're just like, wait, which one's which again? Yeah, those are just tricky. You can lose track of those and open the wrong one, and you feel silly about it. It happens. Quick shout out to our tracker talking in chat. You're doing all right, Kanto. You're doing I think just fine. Appreciate you being here, keeping things accurate on the screen for us. Spoiler is very hectic, very fast. It can if there's one mode in which you can lose track of the things, buttons to click, it's spoiler because of how just very fast it can be.
Yeah, Humbug does get the spooky glitch there, whereas Telethar had to go open the bomb wall and walk up there, so that was a little bit of execution time gain for Humbug.
Yeah, Humbug did get some seconds back there on the spooky. Telethar's out of Mire. We're going to do a little quick hop over to the ledge and mirror in a desert. Silver's making very short work of Vitreous. I like to just have Silvers for Vitreous and Spoiler when you've got, you know, 5 hearts blue. This boss could very easily kill you very fast, but you got Silver arrows, you can just stand back and kill it at a distance.
Where are you going to say? Telethar forgot something there. But yeah, you're going to see that the boots weren't required just for that Ethan medallion, but also for that key. So double requirement for boots.
Typical desert having a key on the torch. It's pretty much a coin flip, but yeah. And of course, when you get a small key, you're gonna go use it on the right side to get the big key. Just desert things. Okay, it's in the compass chest at least. Now we'll go fight the Landmows.
It'd be funny if they had like boss RNG in the spoiler log.
It tells you how the Lambos are going to act. That'd be that'd be funny. Yeah, you can analyze the pattern ahead of time.
Tells you the number of blue balls where Aghanim's going to warp.
How many Ganem warps you have today? Yeah, no, we don't get any hints about the RNG in the spoiler. We have to just kind of take it as we get it. But it is still race seeded, so they still at least get the same RNG, of course. Alright, let's see how Telethar does Lambos. We got silver arrows, so this should be a pretty quick fight. One, and... Ooh, man, that was rough. A bit too far away on the second one.
Yeah.
Down left.
That's probably at least a minute at this point that Telethar is lost to execution.
Look in their bomb pack. Alright, we'll see if Humbugh can get the 1 cycle and save some time here again. But if we get a 2 cycle here, then there'll be effectively no time difference on Lambos. We're going to go ahead and flute to the mountain to go get our last dungeon taken care of. 1 and 2 and 3. Yep, nice 1 cycle from Humbugh. Closing that time gap a little bit more.
Yeah, this is definitely going to come down to GT.
Normally we'd be all like, well, this could come down to, this could like GTBK routing could be a big deal, but there's no real routing. They know exactly where the big key is going to be. Or I'm not going to tell you where it's going to be. You can still feel free to guess a specific location, not a number, when we get there. But yeah, in fact, I mean, speculate whatever now, like if you want. But so it's gonna be into Hera, and then mirroring back out of Hera. It's gonna be a very fast trip to GT. I like Bob's chest as well. That's my favorite location for the big key in Ganon's Tower. That's why I usually guess 18, because on most routes, that's where Bob's chest ends up being in terms of the number order. Pretty nice people to last dungeon Hera, having it just be completely empty. You can wait until the very end, mirror out of GT, and just do a quick climb of the tower.
Right. We did have to walk right by it earlier, but now we have boots and a hookshot, so...
Oh yeah, this is as fast. It's as fast as it can be, yeah. Oh.
Well,
Oh, that was weird. Okay.
Okay.
Something happened. I wonder if that was a capture card being weird for a moment or something.
Oh, man. This new setup for Aeropod is pretty much free.
Except when it isn't? Did the medium order make a drop and he caught it? I didn't see.
That might be the case. I'm not sure.
I think with boots and hookshot, I still prefer to just super speed it, which Humbugh's going to do. This may be a lead flip here. We'll see who gets the Hera pot first. Oh, Telethar's in first.
I like the new setup better. Anyone who's doing any other setup other than the new one should look at it. It's so easy.
Oh yeah, I admittedly still haven't gotten around to learning the new Harapot setup, bomb setup there, but it's super slick. Yeah, it's really nice.
All you have to learn is a pixel, basically.
Yeah.
I didn't even practice it or anything. I just did it for the first time in a race, but didn't look at the video again or anything. Just watched the video once. I remembered one of the pixels and went for it.
Hexagon saying Harapot is not easy if you know it's so close. Yeah, that's a good point. When if you know your opponent is like seconds behind you, yeah, Harapot can definitely be not easy. All right, speculate where you think that key is going to be. Name a specific location, not a number this time around. I can't say anything because I already know where it is. So I'm going to keep my mouth closed. Yep, at this point, just do your best to keep your nerves down and just get through this. Just execute as best you can. Know that we are cheering for you the whole way. We want both these runners to succeed as much as possible, and just keep it close.
I'm seeing some potential interesting options here for small key routing.
Yeah,
that's curious to see how they handle that. All right, Telethar skipping DM to
going directly south.
Guessing the big key's not up there.
Right,
I gotta say, I approve of Telethar doing this. Humbugh is coming in here for those keys and a cane, but he does get the Cane of Birna as an added safety. Cane of Birna not as good of a safety as the cape, I think, especially because you can't really use the Birna on Ganon.
Yeah. And welcome to our Raider party of 34 from SpeedGaming French. I'm not going to pretend I can pronounce it with the correct accent, so I'm not going to try. But welcome. We are 46 minutes deep into a spoiler log race between Telethar and Humbugh. We've got a very slight perceptible lead from Telethar in terms of getting towards where the big key is. Humbugh did opt to pick up a couple of extra small keys. We'll have to see if that factors in somehow.
It's going to factor in, but I think Telthar's route is a little faster. I really thought Telethar was going to open that chest, and he was just waiting for like the right moment to do it.
And yeah, just to explain real quick what's going on here, this is indeed a spoiler log race. So 15 minutes before they actually started racing, they were given the spoiler logs. They know where all the items in the game are, and they have a 15-minute study period to put a route together. Telethar, is there a key on the climb? There must be a key on the climb, assuming Telethar knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, there's a key.
So we're probably okay there, yeah.
Man, that was extremely bold, taking all of that damage there. Wow.
Yeah. When you're doing this with just 5 hearts blue, like it's you got to be confident in your execution.
Yeah, I wonder if each of them is watching the race. Because maybe Telethar, if he's not watching, feels a little behind after. Oh, he's gonna go and get the fairies. There's no way he's not gonna go to the fairies.
Humbugh making good use of his that Cane of Birna there, at least just for that room to get through without taking some extra damage.
Yeah, true.
I mean, that right there could be worth the time compared to what Telethar now has to do of bonking into the room to get the refill here.
Yeah, I mean, Telethar also could have just taken a moment and not ran across the spikes sometimes.
Yeah, there's just so many little decisions to make of whether to take a damage boost and then it costs you time later having to do the refill. It's so much in the moment. I don't know how you possibly calculate all that in real time.
Right. Notice that Humbugh now has taken a bunch of damage on his part, so he's probably going to have to go to the fairy room too.
Oh, going for it.
He's going for it. Wow.
Confident.
He does have Birna as a safety, so... but maybe he is watching and he knows that he doesn't have this time to spare.
Yeah, that could be, like, if you know... Exactly right, yeah. Because if you know Telethar's ahead, you need to just go hard and try to catch up. Oh, Telethar's doing... Ooh, beautifully done! That was a very nice delay to kind of set them on their all pop up at the same time cycle and just kind of handled it. Yeah, Humbugh's going to opt for Burna in the Gauntlet 5 here. Very reasonable decision.
Yeah, and now he's got the powder, so should be good. But it is going to make this lane mobile fight a little weird to handle with the silvers because they'll all spawn at the same time.
Yeah, he didn't get that beautiful one cycle like Telethar. He's going to have to go for 2 here. Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's just what happens when you powder the NF fairy.
Yeah.
Timing.
Yeah, but Telethar like waited and had still a lock on that RNG. Like I've actually never seen that before. It was really nice. So, all right, Humbugh is now in Wizrobes. Telethar's in Torches. 2. This is still really close. Get the 1 key off the mini Helma. And there's going to be a key in pre-Moldorm by the look of it.
Well, it'd be crazy if there was no key here, wouldn't it?
Oh, and a misread here would be absolutely fatal. You would really hate to see that actually, but no, we're good to go. We got 1 more key on the climb. Moldorm, be nice.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez, that was almost bullied off the edge. A Moldorm fall this late could easily be a lead flip.
Yeah. Anyway, it looks like we're going into Ganon with 5 hearts, blue mail.
5 blue, yeah.
No safeties to speak of beyond that.
Yeah, Telethar is no invincibility, no bottles, so you just got your Tempered Sword and your silvers, and do your best.
Yeah, and we'll see if he takes any damage in this Aga 2 fight.
Yeah, we have no idea how Aga 2 RNG is going to go, so got a double there, not bad.
Yeah, that was a little tricky to handle.
3 and 4. Get a nice 3 cycle here. Ooh.
Not quite.
The desync made that one kind of hard to manage. Alright, we'll take a 4 cycle there, that's decent. How does Humbugh do this? 1 and 2. 3 and 4. Could get a 3 cycle here. Wait, is that a different pattern? Or am I remembering? Okay, no, we're fine. Yeah. So you got the 3 cycle there. He pulled out the triple double. So saves 1 cycle, closes that lead just a little bit. Telethar drops in again in first.
A little intense. My God, my heart.
Yes.
Pounding out of my chest if I'm one of these guys.
I could not play this competitively. I would be just like, oh no!
My God!
Oh no!
That is going to just
that erases
the lead. Yeah.
That lead's gone. It's Humbugh's now, just by like a couple seconds. This is now as tense as it can possibly be. I love spoiler races. This is so tense.
I was going to comment on how Telethar missed the torch spin, but then beyond that, but now the RNG is also different. So that's
yeah. We can't count on these fights to have the same pattern now, because that Telethar has advanced it slightly by doing anything in Ganon and then dying.
Oh, wow. Telethar did get all the hits in.
They're both at 1 heart too. Oh man, this is nuts.
Yeah, but you would expect them to get hit at this point.
I mean, yes, probably not, but things can still happen when it's this close and your tournament nerves are on and you have to manipulate fire bats and all. It's like, you never know. Telethar is like 1 hit ahead on phase 3, and Ganon teleports
they look the same to me. Oh well, okay. There's the 4th hit. Oh, 4th hit at almost the same time for both. This is absurd. Oh, he doesn't get the early double there. Oh, yeah,
2 to 1.
Goes to the corner. He's got to light the torch again.
3 to 1. 3 to 3.
What is happening? Are you kidding me?
Apart. Oh wow. Oh wow.
What?
We'll see what their actual official times are going to be here, but
they're the same time.
All right, 108.48. Beautiful, actual like sub-second difference for these two. Oh wow. Telethar like officially clicked the done button first, but this is definitely within a second of difference.
So now what?
Wow.
I mean, you're the one racing. You tell us. I don't know. We're just comment.
That is insane. I don't know what I would have to go find the actual tournament rules for this. I don't know what the tie rules are in this. I'm not going to make any speculations, but some tournaments in the community tend to run like a 2-second rule. Like if it's within 2 seconds, they'll either do like a re-race or a retime to count it down to the frames or something. But
I mean, it has to be either a re-race or retime. I don't see it.
Yeah, it's got to be one of those. Yeah, probably if it's within 2 seconds is the usual window. But wow, what a crazy race! Yeah. We're
gonna get them in here to talk about this.
Yeah, we'll see if they want to come have a chat with us.
I mean, I think they would not deny the people talking about a tie. Come on.
Probably not. That was crazy to see. Wow, just like oof. Crazy. I think in terms of marking who's, make sure they actually get marked to done here to get them in. Let's see. In terms of what we're displaying on stream here, we're gonna call it Telethar technically winning, but we're not necessarily saying Telethar is the winner of the match. We're gonna give them their done button so they can get the invite to come chat with us if they want. But yeah. Wow, I'm still just like it was so tense. I'm just like wow, and here we are, both our runners, Telethar and Humbugh. GG's to both of you. What a crazy race!
Yeah, thank you.
Just down to the wire, like. So tell us about the. So there was like one big routing difference. I don't know if you're both aware of how that went. If you're watching the other one, but like the difference of doing like pod Eastern and putting off boots a little bit versus ignoring pod and getting boots first. You have like any thoughts about how you routed that?
Yeah, go ahead, Telethar.
I like boots. That's my thoughts. I don't know. It didn't seem that bad to like the walk to Eastern isn't that bad that I would need to save it, and I think doing pod with boots is faster than doing the walk to Eastern an extra time. So
yeah, it wasn't just that, but Humbugh also did the Thieves Town while he was in the area getting that Cana Samaria, whereas you put that off as well. That one I thought was more questionable than the pod Eastern. Like pod and Eastern so close together, but I didn't know about Thieves Town.
I want to say that since like you're obviously getting Samaria. So you're not doing Samaria-less ice for the hook shot, right? And you like the part that you do in that area without the boots is the interior of Thieves Town, and what I did was do the Smith. That was the questionable part for me anyway, because I don't know. Should I have waited and gotten the sword on Lake Hylia Island? I don't know. Which one did you get?
I got Smith, Hylia Island, and Hype Cave, whatever the free one was.
Okay. Hype was one of them. Yeah.
I skipped the one on Floating Island.
Yeah, I got that. That was my first one. Yeah.
Yeah, my first.
I also goofed up there early on because I was intending to like grab that sword and then do Paradox Cave, but turns out you're a bunny without the Moon Pro. Well, I'm an egg, but most people are bunnies.
I just didn't.
Eggs can't lift rocks.
No.
That seemed like the slowest of the swords.
Yeah.
to me. I don't know if it actually was, just because I didn't really have a good opportunity to get back into the Dark World to grab that thing after getting my Moon Pearl. I was like, at that point, I'm like, whatever, I'm just gonna get the Swamp one, or get the Highly Island one. The Blacksmith one was pretty free, probably.
Well, in the end, it seemed like Telethar's route was clearly faster because Telethar had a lead, and that was with a death in Turtle Rock, which felt really bad, I'm sure. But
yeah, it was a really dumb death.
Yeah, if you don't get a clean walk there, you have to stop, and you know that. You've walked down those stairs 1,000 times. But
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
I got hit by the Crystal Roller, was at 1 heart, and then I got killed by the Anti-Fairy.
Anti-Fairy, yeah.
Just really dumb. I was like, oh man, I should really be careful and powder this thing. And because I was thinking about that, I just didn't walk correctly out of the staircase, so.
Just kind of autopilot, yeah, it happens.
Yeah. Just trying to do something different, right? I was like, oh, I'm in danger. I need to pull out my powder and save myself, and then I kill myself in the process. But yeah, don't suck.
And then I saw you said you were watching the race a little bit, but then you closed it for GT through Ganon. I don't know. Like Telethar went into, or got done with Ega 2 with the 4 cycle of Ega 2 just as Humbugh was going in, and then did his 3 cycle. So Telethar into Ganon first. Like obviously you were thrown off there. Like you weren't even close on the torch spin, and then just walked right into Ganon. So you must have been so nervous.
Yeah, I screwed up the double spin, and that like slightly tilted isn't the right word, but it just like it threw me off, and then I was just like, oh okay, and then I just walked in again.
I went for the hug. Like, oh, let's try again.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
RNG manipulation. I was trying to get better warps.
Yeah, that was a big question mark, because it was certainly different RNG, and different things were happening. Like the sides were breaking, but they were still kind of breaking at the same time. But you guys were hitting Ganon in different places, and I wasn't sure if it was the same number of warps or not, but it was just crazy. You got to watch back the Ganon fight at the very least, because the
one person pulls ahead, then the other person pulls ahead.
Was just like the phase 3 was almost the things were breaking simultaneously. But then, I think I know Telethar for sure could have had a better phase 4. I didn't see everything that Humbugh did there, but I don't know how.
I was gonna say I'll watch it back if everyone just promises not to learn by what I did, because that was atrocious. What the? Sorry.
I mean,
okay. So I missed the 1-in-1 for some reason. I decided to slash left while Ganon was above me. Clever, very good. And then in phase 4, I was just completely thrown off by the timing of my silver shots. Because that should have been a fairly easy triple. I think I lit the torch slightly too early.
Yeah.
But then I was just completely thrown off. I had no idea what to do. I was just, how? Button press, thumb, where? It was just, I had no idea what I was doing. So the arrows just came out when they should not have come out. It was really stupid.
Yeah, and it's like at that point, if it's so close, especially if you know it's so close, and like your nerves are on, you're like, how can I possibly just like do anything to get? I need to be perfect here, and you're just like, oh, the nerves are on. You can't be perfect. It's something's gonna go weird. Yeah, especially that one, like right from the beginning, like you just missed the 1 by 1 hit, and you're like, okay, the rhythm is gone. What do I do?
Yeah. And I didn't feel very good. I felt that my route was bad. I felt that I made some questionable decisions. I like out of mire, I mirrored immediately and did this awfully slow route through desert. It was crazy, but it was just muscle memory. It was too much NMG, so I blame Mary.
But yeah,
it was those kinds of things that I did that just felt like my route was bad.
What did you do in GT? Because I looked at one point, I saw you
Yeah.
had a key going up, and that confused me.
Yeah,
I did DM's room.
Ah, okay.
yeah. I got to give you props on that. Telethar being aware that there was the key upstairs, and
I
that
wanted
we had
Burna.
one key on the left side. Yeah,
You want to burn it?
I
Burn it would
want
have
to
been nice.
dash. I want to dash through the pre-mimics room. Also,
Yeah, no,
Burna saved my ass. So
I
Oh,
just-
yeah. Absolutely. Like I think the little side trip to the Stalfos room, pick up a couple keys there, and the Burna,
Yeah.
like I think that helped overall.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah, you had the Burna, and then you got through the beginning of the first part of the upstairs with no.
We don't talk about this. Okay? Why did I just not put on Burna then?
I don't
just
know. You could have
dashed
just
into a
dashed right through those.
Yeah. I have no idea why I did. I was like beating myself up for that.
It's okay.
But
Your
yeah.
climb couldn't have been worse than mine.
Telethar did stop and pick up the fairies, like because he didn't have Burna, but just went over the spikes, so it was down to like half a heart by the time he got to the fairy room. Obvious trying to stop he did, but Humbug was at like 1.5 hearts or something, but did not stop for the fairies. Just went for it, and yeah, like you said, Burna saved him a little bit more later.
Yes. Like I had a really good gauntlet up until I got hit in G3. I think it was G3. Yeah. And I was down to 1/2 heart. And I was just, okay, let's take this slowly, carefully. We menu to bow.
Yeah.
Then we menu back to Burna. Now we mash Y. And it was really methodical. I had to take it slow.
You take your time, make sure you don't die in Gauntlet, because that would be an absolute killer. Yeah.
Yep. That's how it works. All right, so who's gonna retime this?
Not it.
I mean, Rick's in chat. I'm gonna give him all the responsibility.
Does anyone with a sword or something tell us what the race time difference was?
Oh yeah, all you gotta do is add /data to the end of the thing, I think.
I have a sword. So do you, Jacob. So
yeah. Let's see here.
What the fractional difference is?
0.2 ish, a little less.
Did you look at it, the data?
Yeah.
Find it? Okay. Yeah.
807.576 and .723. So about 0.15 seconds.
Jeez, that's so close.
No, not 0.15 seconds.
0.15, yeah.
0.15 seconds. Exactly.
0.15.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. So less than 0.2 of a second. Yeah. My personal feeling is that you can't just go by the race time when it's that close anyway, because that's all about people clicking buttons or hitting that done or whatever. So
yeah, it's gonna come down to counting the frames on the VODs. Yeah.
Right. Unless they just want to re-race. I mean, I prefer re-race. Who wouldn't want to see these two go again if they can do this once? Let's see if they can tie it again.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, I'm not opposed.
Oh, well, me either. Honestly, it's like we were talking about this before the race that, like, trying spoiler for the first time, it's just a kick in the butt. It's so punishing. But as the more you play the game and the more you play this mode, the more enjoyable it gets. And I feel like at least I'm at the point where I really enjoy this mode a lot. I really do. It's super fun. So yeah, sure, I'll do a re-race if we're allowed. But I mean, also we should play by the rules. And if the rule states that we need to retime and it's just a matter of a fraction of seconds, then so
yeah. GG's again to both of you. Again, that was a fantastic race. Came down literally the wire. Really fantastic to watch. Thank you both for being on Restream for us. I appreciate it. I'm gonna do a little command and put their links in chat. If you like what you see from these two runners and want to follow them, they would definitely appreciate the attention. Thank you to our crew for this here restream today. Keonto keeping things accurate on screen with the items and the tracking. And to my co-commentator, Jake Coper. It has been a pleasure and a blast commentating with you.
Yeah, it was a good time, Adler, especially considering the show these guys put on for us. What the heck was that? Yeah, when you sign up for something like this, you never know what you're getting. Sometimes something could be a crazy blowout, not all that interesting, and sometimes it turns into this. So, yeah, but not a surprise with the skill of both these guys, both in execution and routing. So, certainly looking forward to whatever's next for both of them.
Yeah, definitely. That is going to do it for our spoiler races for today. We had just the one on the schedule, but you can see the schedule link in the chat there. You can keep an eye on what's coming up for the tournament once there are future races scheduled. And as far as on SG today, we've got a little bit more coming up on SGLIVE, Area Sorrow Randomizer. I don't think it's on a channel yet, but keep an eye on the schedule there. And we'll have some OOT coming up later, some Super Metroid. Yeah, so keep that schedule link in there if you want to see what else is going on in the SpeedGaming network. And follow all those channels, SpeedGaming Main and SpeedGaming 2 through 6. Don't miss a moment of any of the action. But I think that's going to do it for us. So thank you all for watching. We'll hope to see you back here soon for the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves. We'll see you later.
See you next time, guys.